I am not Ashens.
Good day everybody and welcome to It's Ricky's channel. I hope you're doing very well today. We are here today with a kind of an old format for the channel. This is kind of going back to the earlier days of the channel itself, and you may have already seen a couple of videos like this before. But we are here today with a bit of a technology video kind of thing, and fittingly enough, just over there, that is my bed. Between this table and that bed, this has been my worktop today. I've been doing a lot of computing based stuff. I started today basically dismantling my mum's old laptop because there's been issues with it. Don't think I'm going to be able to get it fixed properly. I'll maybe get into that maybe on a future live stream talking about it kind of thing, but there was issues with it and I cannot fix them, sadly. They're beyond my control. I can put it back together right enough, that's another story altogether. Today, however, I have decided I want to unbox a thing, and I've had this for ages. It's a phone device. As well as being a bit of a technology geek, I'm also a bit of a retro technology geek, so this is more of a retrospective more than anything else. But we're starting off today as a little bit of an unboxing of this little thing right here. And it's a big ass box as well. This is a HTC device. It is the HTC Touch HD, and you can kind of see from the profile picture right here. Or even the devices are, what do you call it, the Retrospective, that this runs on the Windows platform. More notably Windows CE or Windows Mobile. Also Pocket PC and all sorts for those that are inclined. So this is basically the device. It's the HTC Touch HD. I'm going to try and hide all of this stuff right here. And I have to say, just as a little bit of a upfront thing, I have technically already had this out of the box, so a little bit of transparency right there. This is kind of not a completely fresh unboxing, but I hope you enjoy this nonetheless. Me taking this out of the box, I've tried to repackage everything as much as I can. The thing is, this device is actually quite interesting because the guy I bought it from on eBay didn't even have it out of the box at all. He bought this device as a spare phone, as a kind of backup phone to keep in his car kind of thing, just in case his main phone would lose battery power kind of thing. I've tested this, he's tested this, and it's working a-okay. It's literally brand new as if it's been out of the box kind of thing. It's kind of been a little bit rough housed a little bit with me. The box is kind of a little bit mangled. Not too much so, it's still kind of in condition. But it's been used only once before, and the condition is still really good. As I say, he's only used it once or twice, and one of those instances he's actually used it to actually answer my questions on the device. So yeah, so that gives you an idea of how well this device was used at the time. It's still in good nick. I've actually got another device which I will probably showcase later on this Windows mobile platform, not to be confused with the Windows phone platform, which is a completely different thing altogether. I may have a video of that down the line, but we're just going to unbox this. And you can see the size of the flaming box. This is my hand. I'm not exactly got the biggest hands in the world. They're kind of stubby a little bit, a little bit self-conscious with them, you know. But these are my hands. They're not exactly the biggest in the world, but you can kind of see the massive box I've got right here. I might just lift the camera up just a little bit. You can kind of see more of my bedroom now. I'm just going to slide this all away. Boom. And yeah, that is the box. So you can already see there's a little bit of a flap right here. It's kind of a magnetic flap. Kind of ASMR-ish going on right here. I'm not too sure if too many people will be keen on this kind of thing, but yeah, it's quite interesting. I also find the HTC logo quite interesting as well. You can kind of see that right there. It's quite a bubbly arrow thing going on. I'm not too sure if that's an old logo or something like that, or maybe some old kind of like icon kind of thing, but I'm pretty sure HTC don't use this logo anymore, just the word type. There's a lot of theories of what the HTC name stands for. A lot of people suggest it stands for high-tech computer, and some other things upon that. But apparently, the HTC is just a random name that the company came upon when establishing the brand. So I'm not too sure if that's true. So if you have any information about the HTC name, I'd love to hear it. So if you want to jot that down in the comment section down below, I'd love to read it. But that being said, I'm going to hatch open this box right here, and we can kind of already see what's going on in the box right here. Douche. So you can already see we have the main handset device thing, and yeah, it's quite a nice little device. Now I'm not too sure what the touchscreen is actually like. I'm not too sure if it's capacitive or if it's restrictive. But I tell you what, it does require a stylus. And there's something that's quite interesting about this device actually. You can kind of see. Watch, if I just slowly, it's magnetic. And we'll get into a feature later about this whole stylus thing, but it's actually quite interesting out of the box just to see this in its full glory. But there's a really fascinating little feature with this, and the first time I took this thing out of the box, it's just like, oh, it's magnetic, wow. And then this is the back. I was about to say I'm not too sure if you can take the back off, but this one you can, and this other one I'm referring to. So quite a lot of interesting stuff going on. I've got an SD card on the inside. The SIM card slot does work. It doesn't require a SIM card to function like some other phones do from this time period. It's got this little reset button on the top right here. Hard resetting these devices is actually very, very awkward, which is quite. There's like 3 different things you have to have 3 buttons down, and then you have to push this reset button, and it's pretty much over the place. But I managed to do it, so it's back to its factory settings yet again for the 3rd time in its life. And this is the battery. I'm going to try and hide IMEI stuff. That is the battery, HTC Innovation. So that's the battery. A serial number 1BZA4918 blah 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 whatever. That's the battery. It's quite chunky. It's actually quite thick. So it's actually quite a reliable battery as well. It does actually last quite a long time. I have had this sitting idle for maybe like 3 days, and it's still got battery charge inside it. Well, that's all well and good. It's got more of a proprietary charging cable though. It's supposed to be a mini USB even, but it seems to be more proprietary. You can kind of see there's a little bit of a shape thing going on. It's kind of got a little slice in the corner. I assume it's going to be okay, so we'll take a look at the hardware right now. So it's got 4 touch-based buttons going on, soft touch buttons on the front. So it's got the phone, it's got the cancel button, the back button, and the home button. And it's got a bunch of stuff on the side. It's got, you know, a volume rocker, which I'm pretty sure that's got a dual purpose. I'm not too sure, I can't remember now. And you've got the power button at the top, and you've got a headphone jack. I'm pretty sure a lot of iPhone users miss this thing, but it's a regular headphone jack. Just to show it off kind of thing. But yeah, I really like this device. It's very HTC in its liking. Got the kind of curved thing going on down here. I'm pretty sure that's familiar to a lot of HTC devices, even the Android stuff as well from this time period. But yeah, the camera's not too good though, but of course that can't be helped. So it's f2.8 autofocus, 5.0 megapixels, 5 megapixel camera even. And it's kind of meh, it's kind of laggy, but I might do a full on kind of not even review, more of a kind of retrospective review of the device. And here is my lovely face, you can kind of see it on the fiction. Hello! How are you doing today? But yeah, that is the device. I've talked about it for quite a bit, so we'll get onto the rest of the box. And you can see it's got quite nice foam structure thing going on with the box, and I can take the entire thing out, and it's quite a weird little structure thing going on. I'll leave that right there right now, and if you go to the bottom of the box, come on. That's empty now. You can kind of see it's completely empty. Nothing interesting going on right there besides a barcode or some kind. Can't be arsed with that. I'm just going to chat it over there because who saw that? So, quick start guide. And it's kind of got the Microsoft Sequoia UI font thing going on. Because it is a Windows device, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the Windows Mobile startup disk. I think it's got installation media on it kind of thing. So you've got the Touch HD user manual on disk. getting started with Windows Mobile. I'm pretty sure that's maybe got the installation contents for the program used to intersect Windows and Windows Mobile. Kind of similar to the Zoom platform software, but I'm not too sure. I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called now. We'll talk about it later, but this is the user guide. Quite detailed in how to work with it, kind of thing. I never worry about manuals all the time. So you kind of get a good idea of what the interface is like for those you aren't inclined or familiar with the interface of Windows Mobile. It's very Windows in its style and kind of thing. It's got a start menu. It's not like the start screen like in Windows Mobile 7 or Windows Phone 7 even. It's very different. It's very rudimentary. It's very Android-like. Very interesting. And in this box right here, if I can remember which side opens first, we've got all of the other kind of interesting stuff going on. So we've got a cheap pair of HTC branded earphones, which quite a few people will probably say, oh, they're crap kind of thing. I'm just like, I don't really bother about that kind of stuff. And there's even, I think there's an answer button, so when someone's ringing you, I think it's meant to be, because you can use Windows Mobile devices as in-car kind of like navigation systems or sat-navs. So this is kind of a way to, while you're on a call for instance, or even just like a hands-free system, so when someone's giving you a buzz, you can hear it clicking. That's a button. So when someone's ringing you kind of thing, you just hit that button and it answers the call for you. So that's the example of hands-free back in 2008 to 2010 when this device came out. But yeah, it's got quite a nice HTC logo on it kind of thing. I may as well just take this thing off now, the sticker, because why not? So that's the HTC logo. Very interesting, and as I say, it's very clacky because of course it is a button. Up next is the charging cable, with a rubber thing that's just rolling across the table, which I don't have to worry about that just now. I'm just yeeting things across the filming desk because why not? And that is a charging cable with the slit taken off the corner. If it would, there we go. That's how that works. And then you've got the charging plug thing, which I'm pretty sure is customized. So I think if you, I think so. I think you know what Think thought. Think thinks a lot of things. I thought this came off, but I'm not too sure now. I'd rather just leave it. I don't want this to get broken. But that is a charging plug for the device. Notice even back in 2008 they had this thing where one cable and then a full mains plug kind of thing going on. Very interesting, that kind of thing. Even phones of that decade still had like separate cables kind of thing going on. So that's kind of them starting to reserve some stuff, maybe for money purposes. I don't think it's for environmental purposes at that stage. Pretty sure it's more for money conservation purposes. But yeah, that's whatever. It's what it is. And I think this is a clip for the headphones, and something quite interesting. I think something it said it's deteriorated or something. Deteriorated even. I'm not too sure what this is supposed to be. This fluff going on right here. That's quite weird. I'm not too sure what that's supposed to be, but it's definitely disintegrated and it's all over the flaming desk, as you can see. Look at that. Sorry if you get any motion sickness going on, but you can kind of see it's kind of deteriorated over the years. And we've got a spare stylus, so that's all well and good. Oh god. sorry if that was a bit noisy. I did kind of destroy half the table. But yeah, we've got a spare stylus thing going on. So if I ever lose the main stylus, it's kind of heavy. It's got a wee bit of weight to it. Probably that's with the magnet being inside it, or maybe there's something more going inside the machine and just a thing going on. Let's see. So this is the other stylus. So yeah, so it's quite top heavy. So if you hold it for money, it feels quite heavy. So yeah, as I say, it's quite magnetic. So it just snaps in like that. So that's all well and good. And last of all, we have this little flip-in little sleeve kind of thing. We can just put the phone into if it decides it wants to go. That's there we go. It works. So keeps it protected kind of thing. But It's very nylon-y. It's quite, I feel like I'm going to end up getting an electric shock by holding it kind of thing. It's quite weird. Got the HTC logo stitched on it, which is quite nice. But yeah, I don't really like it too much. It's kind of weird in my hands. But that doesn't really help either. That's kind of all this filling gunk on the table is kind of sticking to it. That it's just disintegrating as I go. Don't know what that is. Could be some kind of like rubber thing or whatever, but yeah, it's definitely just a powder now on my table. But that's just that. So we'll get into the main device. Not too sure if this thing is going to be running, so if this thing does not work first time, I will probably cut the video short. But we'll have a little bit of an eyeball at the software of the device. Smart mobility. So this is the device starting up. I have reset this to its factory settings, so we will get an out-of-box experience when we start the thing up. So anytime now. Hello, can you see me? Can you see me? Hi. Kind of blurry, but HTC logo. Hi. So Windows Mobile 6.1. The latest edition of Windows Mobile is actually 6.5. That was actually, for those of you who don't know, that was actually a buffer release or an interim release, to quote the notations, between Windows Mobile 6.1 and Windows 7, Windows Phone 7 even, if I can get more words out. Of course, at that stage it's going to be called Windows Mobile 7, and it wasn't planned to have that new UI that we were so familiar with, if you're familiar with Windows Phone experience. So it just says here, tap the target firmly and accurately at each location on the screen. So this is kind of calibrating the screen right here. So as I say, I think it might be restrictive touchscreen because you need to calibrate the screen every now and then. And there's a lot of things where it just will not work with your finger. So it could be restrictive. So we'll just do this first of all when we're getting the thing started up. Come on. So date and time. We won't really worry about that right now. Come on. And then password. Don't have to worry about that for now. Skip, please. You were faster the first time I turned you on. What is wrong with you? Don't answer that question. And this is where we get into the main setup of the device. So it will automatically customize. What? So this is basically the out-of-box experience for the device starting up. Out of the box, you'll get the baseline. It's kind of like how Android works. You've got like a baseline kind of installation for Android kind of thing, and then you can have custom elements put on top, like a custom launcher, for instance. So that's what's going on right now. It was green initially. That is the default design of Windows Mobile, and of course HTC overlay for the software is being installed as we speak. So that's what's going on right now. It's just installing the out-of-box experience of Windows Mobile. So that's what's going on right now. And as I say, we are just in the middle of installing that. So I'm not too sure if I'll jump cut this if it takes too long, but that's basically what's going on right now. So that's the reason why it's installing. So when we get to the home screen, I will continue this in just a second. For now, I will just leave it right here. We are back with the HTC, and you just saw right there. If I dock the stylus onto the device, take it out, it automatically comes on, and you see the power button's up here. There's no button on the side right here. So just for proof of concept, I will put the stylus back in, turn off the device, just take the stylus out. Boom! So that's an interesting feature I thought was quite funny with the first time I booted up this device. I thought it was quite fascinating. So it says here, the SIM card is missing. You can still make emergency calls if your service provider supports it. Service provider? Fair enough. So I'll go into phone. and you can kind of see this familiar kind of Windows CE / Windows 9X start menu thing going on right here. And 9X is the colloquial name for Windows versions pre-XP kind of thing. You can kind of see this little start menu thing going on. So you've got settings, programs, the phone app, and all that kind of lovely jazz. So hit to the home screen, and we can see something. I think we can see a home screen, very familiar to HTC. You've got the little clock in the top, and then you've got this little sliding bar at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's probably a thing also in Android devices as well. I'm not too sure. I don't actually own a proper HTC device, so I can't really say for sure. But it's got a built-in music app, and I could be wrong, but I think it's actually got a couple. Yes, it does. It's got a couple of preloaded songs in it. It's got a song called Drive and a song called something else. Let me see. Paloma. Now, I'm not going to play any of these songs right here because it could be copyrighted, so we'll just continue on. Settings is quite interesting. It's quite rudimentary, quite restricted. I'll say that. The other device I own, which is another HTC device, I can't remember what it's called again. I do believe that device has more settings on it, but we'll take a look at some basic features. We'll see what the wallpapers are like. So here are the out-of-box stuff going on. So you can change the wallpaper. What I have to do is just go back to the home screen, and you can kind of see it updating, applying as we go. We'll go back on just to continue on. Let's see. Would you like to use the default wallpaper? No. And we can submit another one of our liking. So there's quite a few to choose from. I like the which one should I go for? I'm going to go for the water one, because why not? The ocean's always a nice little image to have. Quite nice. It seems a little bit washed out on the camera right here, on the one I'm recording with. But it's actually quite a nice screen in real life. It's actually look better in real life than it is on the camera. But it could just be because my camera is maybe dodgy, I'm not too sure. But there's a bunch of programs installed, to quote the device. It's got a YouTube client, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. Well, one thing, I've not got Wi-Fi installed, and it's not set to the wrong date. So that's 2 strikes when it comes to getting this thing to work. But it's got a YouTube app pre-installed. Back in the day when YouTube actually was okay with Microsoft having a YouTube client on their devices. But why the situation occurred that they no longer had that kind of situation thing going on, I do not know. So we've got a little calculator thing going on. It's quite interesting. It seems as it was just patched up instantly for an older version of Windows CE, or even for maybe even for a 90s version of a Windows kind of thing. But yeah, it does the job. So you can just calculate a slight thing. So that's all you need to worry about. And then of course you just close it by hitting the close button, and then that's how that works. So it's, as I say, it's got a camera thing going on, so I might pre-record some stuff. Is that the camera, or is that the... There's the camera. Come on. So we've got a photo, and you can kind of see it's kind of delayed. I might pre-record some stuff to use on video, but you can kind of see... Whoops! You can see my bedroom. Whoops! That's all you're getting to see. And there's also a video option. Okay, so the delay is just as bad. I mean, to be fair with it, you can kind of see a lot of the contents going on, so you can kind of see the Windows Mobile logo kind of thing, but it's quite blurry, quite whoa. Sneak peek at my bedroom. But it's quite blurry, and the frame rate isn't quite good. But it's got a mail. That could be an email client, or it could be a messaging client. But this is a messaging client right here. So text messages, and you got people, which is basically, you know, your contacts and all sorts. Kind of rudimentary to Windows Mobile or Windows Phone even. We'll go into the Start menu and go into the Programs area, and we've got a nice full screen app selection, which is very Windows-esque. You know, it's even got like Windows Vista style icons. ActiveSync, that's the word program I was thinking of before. So, as I say, I do believe one of these disks do contain an installation media for ActiveSync, which is literally, as I say, it's like the Zune software for Windows Mobile. So you can like synchronize your text messages, your emails, your photos, your videos, your music, whatever. But the thing is, compared to, I believe, I could actually be wrong, I'm not too sure, but I think comparing this to Windows Mobile, or Windows Phone even, Windows Phone 7, there's no option, you don't really have to have the software installed to actually synchronize it. You can actually just access it as a camera device, and you can access the files like that. But I could be wrong, so I'm not going to stumble on that too much. We've got Opera Browser installed. I'm not too sure if that works, but we will find out in just a second. If it even just slightly works out of the box. But I don't think it will, so that's something to check out later if I can English. So you've got all of the basic Windows-esque programs. So you've got Task Manager, you've got Windows Media Player, which is an absolute classic in its own right. So I've got to My Music, All Music. As I say, I'm probably going to turn the volume down. Oh, listen to the sound effects. That is funny. So it's System. So there you go. Come on, go back. Clear, please. There we go. So we'll play a song. Play a song. Play. There we go. Play it. There we go. So you can kind of see the Windows Media Player play thing on bottom. It's very Windows Media Player. I think it's version 12 we're currently at, so it's very modern in that way. But yeah, I love that. It's very retro, very childhood. It screams my childhood using Windows Vista and Windows 7. Rest in peace. So it's got the YouTube app yet again on it. Got Windows Live, which is no longer a thing. So I'm pretty sure if I try to run that, it's not going to work. It's got a zip client, which I do believe is actually an archive extractor. Streaming media, pictures and videos, which is literally just a viewer for, said things. And you can ROM your SD card, for instance. You can find the main storage on the device. That's an option. We even have a notepad, and we can actually scribble on this. I don't even know what I'm writing here, so we'll just add a new note. So we'll just go. Even that's a fail. This is kind of a throwback to Windows Mobile's days as a PDA system. So you've got this kind of like hand-drawn kind of thing, so you can write notes and save them for later kind of thing. So I'm just going to put, there we go. I'm just going to put this note to you all who are watching this. There we go. So even automatically just scrolls down the moment you try to type something in. So remember to do this, thank you. It'd be really helpful for that. And I might scroll down further. And there we go. There we go. So it even registers as a drawing as well. So you've got a list of all the notes I've currently made. And it's even got my belly's rumbling. It's even got the camera getting options. It's even got an SFM. And SFM? It's not Source Filmmaker. It's got an FM radio on it, however, which you need, of course, a headset to run. Got Windows Messenger. For when that was a thing, rest in peace. You've got a Java client, so that's useful for launching and playing Java games, if they work properly, that is. That's well and good. So there's even a get started guide. Of course, you've got Google Maps. Don't think that's going to work anymore because it's probably long out of date. Album, I'm not sure what that's about. Adobe Reader. Let's take a look at some of the games we can play. So we've got Bubble Breaker, Solitaire, and Teeter. I'll get to that in just a sec. We'll take a look at some of the games first of all. So out of the box, we've got this kind of lovely stuff going on. So we've got, I'll turn the volume up for this, because why not? Just popping sounds, I'm not too sure I'm going to get claimed for that. But we'll wait for this to go away, and sir, madam, whatever gender this machine is, this device is, whatever you want to call it. There we go. It's popping. And of course I could have fun with that forever, but I'm not going to bother with this. I'm just going to close the program off if I can. It's got Solitaire on it, so you can play Solitaire, you know, with the key. It seems okay, and I'm pretty sure you can customize the card deck. So undo options, 3 cards standard, card back. So you can change the deck. What's that? Is that zebra? An apple? Beach. I'm going to go for, I think that's Uranus, or whatever you call that. Uranus, or Uranus, or whatever you pronounce that. That's going to be PG. Get your head out the gutter, you know, if you're watching this. So that's Solitaire. We've got this Teeter game as well, so I'm just going to open it if I can. So, would you like to quit? I do not want to quit. I'm just going to put this back into the dock right here, so I'm just going to go no. And this is basically how you play the Teeter game. Ow. Out of the box, Windows Mobile doesn't actually have a built-in thing for censoring movement kind of thing. The phone device itself has that, but it's not got these sensors used for being able to move things about. So that's just something that's been added by the manufacturer of the device, especially HTC. But that's all well and good. And it's quite painstaking getting this. Come on, don't you dare. There we go. GG to me. So I got that. So that is Teeter, and that's mostly all I can show. I'm going to try and use my nail. So that. So this is interesting as well. There's a recents program list. You can even refer back to it as well, I believe, and that appears in the start menu automatically. So that's all interesting. It's got another help guide on it. It's got the settings area, which is very control panel like. You can kind of see that right here. So buttons, menus, owner information, lock. It's got a little key on it, key input, and all sorts. System, device information, clock and alarms. About the what's this about? What's about this? Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional, CEOS 5.2. What? This is 6.1. Why is it saying 5.2? Microsoft is weird. Sorry, I'm a little bit sniffly to be fair. And device name, description. Actually, let me update that. I want to update it just because I want to. There we go. So about this device. This is my device now. So let's just call it by what it is. It is a very professional name. So yeah, that is the name right here. There we go. So there we go. That is the name of the device, already set and done. And I'm not too sure if that's actual time on the clock. I'm pretty sure it's an hour fast or something. December the 9th, 2008 at 12:54. Pretty sure that's when the device was manufactured, 2008, so that's probably where the BIOS is set to. But yeah, you even got another slot for the programs, and it just bounces off over to there. So yeah, so that's a little bit of an eyeball view of the HTC Touch HD. Very nice device, especially for its time. Touch HD even, sorry. And yeah, I'm not too sure you think about this device kind of thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't use Windows mobile devices back then, but oh my god, this device is really nice. As I say, this interesting feature that I really like. Boop. Haha. But yeah, I love this phone. As I say, I'm a bit of a retro geek, so this is right up my street. And I might actually showcase my other device I own, if I can find it. Ta-da! It's another HTC device. It's a HTC thingamabobber. Let me try and take the back off this one. This is a HTC something or other. It's not. It doesn't want to say. I'm so sad. I'll write the notes down of what the device is called. I'm pretty sure. Is the battery interchangeable? That'd be an interesting idea. So yeah. Now for those who are interested, probably not too much of you. When I got these devices, I actually found a whole stash of apps from I think it's an archive site now. For apps for this platform kind of thing. It's called Freeware Pocket PC. I've actually created my own one, which is a lot easier to navigate, called, I can't remember what it's called, Pocket PC App Center I think it's called. I've got my own website thing going on. So if you want to download some apps, if you've got your own device kind of thing, I might leave links to an emulator that you can install on your PC and have a bit of a faff about with that kind of stuff, because these might be long out of date, but the ways you can play with these kind of things is still out there. There's plenty of choices on eBay you can go for, and quite a lot of sellers are selling these devices. Would be the HTC, the HP iPack, which is a PDA device more than a phone, or I don't know, just emulators, just emulating the device and all sorts kind of thing. A little bit of a kind of a similarity going on with the design. You've got the start button right there, which I think on this device it actually links between the apps view and the program view kind of thing, so the whatever. So with that being said, enough rambling out the way. This was the HTC Touch HD. I can't remember what this device is called again. Feeling a little bit dumb right now. But as I say, I'll probably write a note in the comments area down below. And anyone who is new to the channel may also know what the phone device is called as well. But yeah, that is a HTC Touch HD. Enough rambling out the way. I really love this device. It's very old school in that way kind of thing. I never owned one when it was brand new, probably because maybe it was a little bit too expensive to own one of these devices. I was either already entering the ecosystem for Android at the time. I had a Samsung Galaxy Y, very cute little Android device, and never even heard of HTC at the time. But yeah, very nice device. I love the software on it kind of thing, and sadly, compared to Windows Phone, this is future-proofed itself with the fact you can actually install third-party applications on it. There's no app store on it. You have to download the apps from a different source. They're all in CAP file, I believe. You install them onto this device and run them that way. And sadly, ironically, these devices are future-proofed more than Windows Phone devices. So that's a little bit of a sad note to take away from this. But that being said, I hope you enjoy this kind of thing. And if you're new to the channel, I would probably ask that if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. I don't just do tech videos; I do a lot of gaming stuff as well. I've got a bit of a series going on with multiple different games. I play a lot of indie games and all sorts. So if you're new to the channel and you find this kind of interesting and you may think it's up your alley kind of thing, I would ask that you hit the subscribe button. This is pretty much a variety channel, full of technology, full of software stuff, full of gaming stuff. And yeah, if you enjoy the other stuff I have to offer, please join the channel by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell and all sorts. With that being said, I am Ricky, thanks for watching this video, and I will talk to you next time. Take care and have a good week.